Welcome to Kult Corner. I'm Acheron.
And I'm Inferno.
And we got a couple movies to talk about today. Starting with The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. That is such a classic, what was it, 80s? Vampire movie. It really kind of defined the vampire movies of that particular generation.
It's the rock and roll vampire version.
It is. But, you know, there's like some scary mullet action going on in there.
Yeah.
I just, you know, the guy that played Bill from Bill and Ted, what was the actor's name?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know his name. But anyway, his mullet is just epic, and
Yeah.
it's horrible. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really fun vampire film. This is one of the first vampire films that I actually owned on VHS. Like, you know, and I bought it for like 90-some fucking dollars. You know, when you couldn't just go and buy VHSs, you know, like you can nowadays, or, well, you know, DVDs or whatever. But it was just a really cool film, and I fucking fell in love with the movie. I watched it like over and over and over, and I loved it. Like, I love the atmosphere. Just everything, you know. The characters were cool.
I like that it was like teenage characters were like the main characters instead of like old, crusty. You know, there were newer vampires too. They weren't like teenagers that had been around for, you know, 6,000 years or anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were, because of that, they were more impulsive and just, you know, driven to do whatever the hell they felt like doing and stuff, and didn't really hold back on things and whatnot, which, you know, is good and bad at the same time. It makes for good viewing, not necessarily longevity as a vampire if you're too impulsive. But
you got Kiefer Sutherland as leader of a bunch of kind of rebellious vampires, and they're terrorizing Santa Carla or Clara, wherever the hell they're. Yeah, and you know, they're trying to get Corey Haim and what's his name?
I forgot what that guy's
Jason
name
Patrick
was.
or something?
Okay, yeah, something like that.
We're trying to get them to be part of the group, because there's a secret they're protecting.
Yeah, and we don't want to let that out.
Yeah,
so.
if you haven't seen it, then I don't know why you haven't seen it again. But
yeah, it's been around for
but
a long
they're
time.
protecting a secret, and it all stems with the family, and they're trying to get the kids involved in the vampire club. And yeah, it's got a great soundtrack. We actually, kind of funny story. We were listening to the soundtrack while we were cleaning fish tanks. You notice there's a fish tank behind here.
It's
we love fishes. Besides horror movies, we love fishes too. But,
it's one of many tanks. Around here.
Yeah. And we were listening to the soundtrack. We're like, well, let's watch the movie, and then now we're gonna review it.
But then it was weird because no matter what we were doing, like Lost Boys was coming up. No matter what we were watching, no matter what we were doing, there was like Lost Boys, you know, little poster in the background somewhere.
Yeah, it seems like we were just totally connected with Lost Boys for some reason yesterday. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. How many stars would you rate this?
Lost Boys. I'd say a 4. It's good. It's fun.
This came out. I think it was 88 or 87 or something like that. Somewhere around there. But it also came out with Near Dark, which is another awesome vampire movie, and arguably it's better than this.
Yeah, but that had more publicity, and you know, Kiefer Sutherland, and all that. So.
You should definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a great film. You're going to enjoy this. I mean, you can watch it any time of the year. It's just, it's nice. Like, this is, you know, kind of a summer vampire film, you know, in a way. Yeah, great acting. You got the Feldman. You got Corey Feldman, the Coreys, you know, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman in there. The Frog Brothers, you know, doing their thing as the vampire hunters, killers in this film. You know, two kind of teenage boys, which is kind of
younger teenage boys than the vampire guys.
Yeah. So, Diane Wiest is also in this. She's the mom of Corey and Jason.
And the grandpa in this is just awesome.
Yeah, he's like the coolest grandpa. You know, he's like totally in his own world. You know, so he's kind of a cool character. And yeah, so really fun film. Go check it out. I give it 4 stars too. Yeah, one of the better vampire films you're gonna watch. So yeah. And next movie?
Next movie is Stephen King's It. Woo!
Yeah.
Now I know that. Have they remade it, or are they in the process of still remaking it?
They're supposed to be in the process of remaking it.
Okay. Well, this is the older version, not the new one.
And Tim Curry is
Yes,
Pennywise in
Tim
this.
Curry, and Tim Curry is awesome.
Yeah.
Tim Curry's awesome in everything he does.
Yeah, he is.
And he's
really
in
cool.
so much stuff.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. And this movie focuses on a group of, well, starting out kids that were together, and they had this sort of frightening paranormally experience.
Paranormally.
Paranormally, yes, is my new word. Paranormally.
Yeah.
A paranormal type experience
Yeah.
with this frightening creature.
This force called It, and
Yes.
they each have different kind of
Yes.
experiences with it. Like, you know, one sees it as a werewolf, the other sees it as a clown, and then so on and so forth, you know. But, you know,
But it's always dark and it's always menacing to them. It's not,
I mean,
a friendly thing.
it takes different shapes. It's a shapeshifter force, whatever. It just comes to people in different ways for probably the fact just to scare them. Like, it kind of like reads into you and finds
It
out
knows
what
what you're
scares
afraid
you,
of.
and then comes to you in that form,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, mine would be spiders. I would die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, in the end of the movie,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, with the
there's-
giant yeah, I know.
But giving away some stuff here, but well,
yeah.
you've probably seen it. We hope anyway. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Tim Curry, you know, if you know him in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know, he's really good at playing Pennywise here, and he steals the show a lot just with his antics and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great actors. You got John Ritter. You got
yeah.
gosh, what's his name? The other dude's name? I can't think of it now.
I
but
met John Ritter before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he like?
It was cool. He was like a mellow dude.
Really?
Yeah, he was like really just kick back and on.
Yeah. I always watch Three's Company, but then we're getting off topic. But it's a really good film. The book's even better, and I hope that the new version is going to be more darker. I mean, the book is really kind of twisted and.
But it's also so much about the casting, because if you don't cast, like, say, the right Pennywise or the right kids, and they don't click the right way,
yeah,
or
it's going to see on.
It's going to be like.
This is also kind of like Stand By Me with the horror element, you know, in
Yeah.
a way, you know, because you got this group of kind of misfit kids, and you know, they're outsiders, and they come together, they band together, and you know, to battle it, and you know, and years later they have to come back as adults to, you know, battle it again for one final time. It's like freaking Mortal Kombat fight, you know, but yeah, really cool film, great acting. Got a lot of good actors in this movie, and
very suspenseful, especially if you haven't seen it before. There's like quite a bit of suspense on, you know, what are they gonna do? You know, freaking this thing is scaring them again. You know, it's coming back and reared its ugly head, and as they're adults, and they're trying to deal with that, and you know, it's really good.
And I hope this gets a really great remake, you know, and it gets the kind of, you know, like the director's on the same page, everybody's on the same page, and we have a great horror classic, you know. You never know with these kind of Hollywood films how they're going to turn out, you know, in this day. So hopefully, you know, it gets the credit it deserves.
Hopefully, it's a better remake than the Poltergeist remake. Hello.
Yeah, and it's my favorite Stephen King novel. I mean, out of all of them, you know. So yeah, it's just go read the book, go watch the movie. You'll see why I love the book way a hell of a lot more than the movie, but it's still good.
Well,
you
usually
know?
the books are better than the movies to begin with,
Most of the
anyway,
time,
in
yeah.
most things.
Yeah. So yeah, how many stars would you rate this?
I would give probably 4 stars again. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. And yeah, so come back and enjoy us. We love like listening to you guys. Leave some comments. You know, like us, don't like us, whatever. I don't care. Just, you know, hopefully you're entertained a bit. You know, with what we're doing. And we'll see you next time. Hail to horror.
Hail horror.